Have you ever heard of a leader so wise, so courageous, that people from all over the land came just to hear her speak? This is the story of Deborah, a woman unlike any other in the Bible. She wasn't just a prophet, she wasn't just a judge, she was a warrior, a strategist, and a spiritual leader. At a time when Israel was lost, oppressed, and afraid, she stood tall and helped set her people free. The story begins in ancient Israel, over 3,000 years ago. The Israelites were in trouble again. After years of peace, they had drifted away from God. They started worshipping idols and forgetting the laws they were taught. And just like before, when they turned their backs on God, things took a turn downhill, fast. This time, a powerful king named Jabin, who ruled Israel's enemy in the north, sent his army to take control of Israel. His commander was Sisera, a ruthless general with 900 iron chariots, unstoppable war machines of the day. For 20 years, Sisera's army oppressed the people. Villages were raided, travelers were afraid to use the roads, and life was hard. The people once again cried out to God for help. God showed his people mercy and sent help from a woman named Deborah. Deborah was already a respected woman in the land. She was a prophetess, someone who heard from God. And she was a judge, the highest leader in Israel at the time, chosen not by birth, but by wisdom. Every day, people would come to her under a palm tree, the palm of Deborah, to settle disputes and ask for guidance. But one day, God gave Deborah a message that would change everything. God told her, "Call for Barak, the military leader. Tell him to gather 10,000 men and go fight Sisera. I will give him the victory." So Deborah sent for Barak. She told him exactly what God had said. But Barak was nervous because Sisera's army was powerful and they had iron chariots. Barak agreed to go, only if Deborah accompanied him. If she did not agree to join him, he would not have obeyed God's instructions. Deborah looked him in the eyes and said, "I will go. But because you hesitated, the glory of this battle will not go to you. It will go to a woman." Barak agreed, and they began preparing for battle. The army of Israel gathered at Mount Tabor, just as Deborah had commanded. 10,000 men, ordinary farmers and shepherds with simple weapons. When Sisera heard that they were gathering, he sent his chariots into the valley, confident that he would be victorious over the Israelites. But God had other plans. A sudden storm came, bringing such torrential rain that Sisera's iron chariots, once unbeatable, became stuck in the mud. His army panicked. Barak and his men charged down the mountain and scattered the army. Not a single enemy soldier was left. However, Sisera, the general, managed to escape, on foot. Sisera ran until he reached the tent of a woman named Jael. Jael wasn't an Israelite, but her tribe had peace with Sisera's people, so when he pleaded for shelter and to be hid, she agreed. She welcomed him into her tent and did her best to make him feel comfortable. She gave him milk to drink. He laid down, exhausted from running, and she covered him with a blanket. Once he fell into a deep sleep, Jael quietly took a tent peg and drove it through his temple. Sisera, the great general that terrorized the people of Israel, had met his end. With Sisera gone, the battle was won and the people of Israel were free. Though more work was done beyond this battle, Deborah and Barak sang a song. A powerful victory song that celebrated what God had done, the courage of the people, and especially the bravery of women like Jael. Their song rang out, "When the leaders lead in Israel, when the people willingly offer themselves, bless the Lord." And for 40 years, Israel had peace. Deborah's story is more than just a battle tale. In a time of fear and oppression, Deborah stood as a beacon of courage, wisdom, and unwavering faith. She was a judge, a prophetess, and a leader who heard God's voice and boldly acted on his word, even when others hesitated. She didn't have an army, she didn't hold a sword, but she had wisdom, boldness, and trust in God. Like Deborah, we are called to rise when the world around us grows uncertain. We are called to speak truth, to lead with humility, and to encourage others to step into their God-given purpose. Her story teaches us that leadership is not about position, but about obedience to God's call. She reminds us that leaders can look different and God can use anyone. The story of Deborah still speaks today. Seek God's guidance with sincerity, lead with compassion, and stand firm in justice and truth. Whether you're called to lead, support, or simply speak a word of courage, do not hold back.